polished off Toronto with ease on Saturday evening. Detroit actually flew to Sacramento on Sunday, so they've been here resting for a couple of days. And Wallace and the Detroit Pistons control the tip. Again, it's Billups and Hamilton in the backcourt. Wallace, Prince up front with Rasheed Wallace. Tough matchup for Mike Bibby tonight, obviously, on Billups. And here's a real key with Rip Hamilton. And it's knocked away from him. Tayshaun Prince picks it up, missed it, and the rebound, Brad Miller.
Well, interesting defensive matchup there. Brad Miller almost zoning up inside, not really guarding Ben Wallace outside, so it really gives the Kings a little more help inside.
And it's knocked away from Miller. And last touch by Detroit. 7 seconds left on the shot clock.
Rasheed Wallace guarding Abdur-Rahim, so be a much bigger, longer defender on Sharif Abdur-Rahim than we've seen. So it'll be interesting to see how the ability he has to take him in low.
Here's Brad Miller. 2-0 Sacramento. I'm surprised Rasheed Wallace gave him so much room.
Yeah, that time Wallace switched out on Brad, and as you said, gave him room to shoot the outside shot. Brad, best shooting big man in the league, maybe, with the exception of Mehmet Okur of Utah.
Now with 7 on the shot clock. Rasheed works one-on-one with Sharif, missed it, and Bonzi Wells, the rebounding machine. He's averaging 11 rebounds through 3 games of the season from his 2-guard position.
The power guard, as I call him, because he plays like a power forward.
Coming off a career-high 18 rebound performance against the Houston Rockets, and Sacramento, Brad Miller makes it 4-0.
Well, good ball movement resulted in an open look, and that's what you've got to do. Ben Wallace likes to play a little zone as well. He kind of roams all over the place. Brad Miller's got to make him pay when he does it. So far, he has.
Now the double. Here's Rasheed, a very good three-point shooter, but not this time. And another rebound by Sharif Abdur-Rahim. So the Pistons, Jerry, 1 shot and out. They start the game 0-3. And Pager on a beautiful feed from Mike Bibby.
Oh, just gorgeous. Mike Bibby led Pager right to the basket. There was no room for that ball to get through, but it did.
Timeout, Pistons. A 20-second timeout. And a tremendous start for Sacramento, picking up where they left off Sunday night in Phoenix. Boy, how about a pass from Mike Bibby?
Now watch this. He leads Pager right to the basket. I mean, Tayshaun Prince had no chance there. That was perfectly placed. Mike Bibby, you can't do it better than that. And Pager with a nice, strong finish. Didn't hesitate, took it up strong. So far, Kings have moved the ball extremely well, playing like a well-oiled machine.
And even though it's early in the season, the one thing that is very apparent about this Sacramento Kings team, they are a much better rebounding team than what we saw last year. They out-rebounded Houston. They destroyed Phoenix on the boards the other night. And when you get your guards rebounding as well as Bonzi and Mike have, boy, does that help out.
Well, the 2 new additions, Sharif Abdur-Rahim and Bonzi Wells, extremely good rebounders for their positions. That's made all the difference.
So a 6-zip start for the Kings. Wallace bangs in on Abdur-Rahim to turn around, and the Pistons are on the scoreboard. 2 minutes and 11 seconds into this opening quarter.
Well, Rasheed Wallace at 6'11", able to step away with that fadeaway jumper. Very difficult to cover.
Here's Bonzi Wells. And the Kings, they can't miss. They open up 4-4.
Well, I got a surprise for you. If they don't miss, they'll win this game.
So an 8-2 Sacramento lead. We also want to welcome our national audience watching the game on NBA TV. I'm Grant Napier along with Jerry Reynolds. Sacramento with their home opener, trying to even up their record at 2 up and 2 down after 3 road games. And there's Rasheed Wallace down low to cut the lead in half.
Well, a nice look in from Rip Hamilton, found Wallace in the low block, and again using that size, talent to finish the hoop.
Here's Sharif. Nice pass to Stojakovic against a very good defender, and it won't fall. Rebound Wallace.
Well, Pager looking for the foul. Really should have just taken the ball up stronger. Probably could have gotten the foul that way.
And it's stolen. Bibby dribbles out of the crowd. Kings with numbers. Here's a 3-on-2. And Bibby all the way with the left hand. Missed it. Stojakovic. Oh, a nice fake. Pager, Stojakovic with good patience.
Well, Pager, good ball fake, took it up strong, really felt he was fouled, probably do a little contact, but take it up, let the officials make a decision.
Stojakovic has 4, and Sacramento's lead is back to 6. Now a switch. Miller on Billups. Bibby able to get back on him. And Chauncey rims out. And it comes all the way out to Tayshaun Prince and a new shot clock.
Yeah, Bonzi Wells looked like got hit in the nose by Ben Wallace going for that ball.
Hamilton off balance, and no, but he will earn a trip to the foul line.
Well, you see breakaway here. Mike Bibby pushing the basketball, going all the way in. Uses the left hand, can't get it, but Bonzi knocks it loose. Peja picks it up. The ball fake and the finish. So excellent team play. Again, Mike switches to the left hand. You see Bonzi knocks it loose, which keeps it alive, and Peja with a strong finish.
Rip Hamilton having a tremendous start to this season, but he missed the first. He's a 91% free throw shooter. Jerry, what's amazing about Rip Hamilton, he's shooting 60% from the floor through 3 games. He has not even attempted a 3-point field goal yet.
Well, he really doesn't have that much range. I mean, he can make them, but he is an 18, 20-foot shooter, the best in the league, coming off screens, moving without the basketball, simply the best.
Well, and the one thing with Detroit, you're going to have a lot of good screens set for you with Ben Wallace out there.
Well, and Rasheed sets good screens. Yep. I mean, so, yeah, he definitely will get some looks. Very tough to cover.
A 10-5 Sacramento lead, 12 on the shot clock. Bibby off the hesitation, and he kicks out Miller. And Mike Bibby says, look what I found. There's Bibby, back for Brad, gets the step. 12-5. Jerry, are you surprised the Kings are getting so many baskets right at the point of attack with this defense?
I really am. They're going right inside and certainly don't seem to have any intimidation or fear factor of Wallace and Wallace.
12-5, Sacramento with the biggest lead here of the first quarter. Shot clock at 8. And a whistle and a defensive 3-second violation called. And that will allow Chauncey Billups to get to the line. And normally when you think about the Pistons, you think about scoring from the perimeter, but boy, the Kings have attacked the basket.
Yeah, been a little bit surprising there. Of course, they started shooting the ball so well outside. I think that's opened up some of those things at the basket. Certainly the Kings are known for their perimeter shooting. I think Detroit's taken some chances defensively because of that.
Flip Saunders will take his team to Phoenix next and then conclude his 3-game road trip in Portland. Here's Hamilton. Very good at catch and shooting, but not this time.
Well, Bonzi's able to get through those screens fairly well, and it's challenging Rip. He's a little bigger and stronger than Hamilton.
Look at this ball movement.
Well, Brad Miller finding a cutting Mike Bibby. How beautiful was that? I mean, this is big-time basketball here in Arco Arena.
Brad Miller showing the passing skills. Brad leading the team in assists at just under 6 a game. And there's Hamilton. And Rip cuts the lead to 14-8. That's the first field goal for Rip Hamilton, the star out of Connecticut.
Well, that time Bonzi lost Rip on a screen. Peja switched out, but couldn't bother the shot.
There's Peja working on a very good defender in Tayshaun Prince. Rimmed out, Wallace for the Pistons.
Yeah, Tayshaun Prince's length, he's almost as tall as Peja and much longer. Really does make it tough.
Now Hamilton, and he gets in, but he missed it, but Ben Wallace mops up.
And mops up. Boy, quick off his feet. Ben Wallace, small for a center, but plays extremely big.
We approach the halfway point of the opening quarter, and the Kings with a 4-point advantage. Miller. And that pass broken up out of bounds off of Detroit. And there will be 10 left on the shot clock.
Well, a good look inside. Brad Miller to Sharif, but knocked loose. So Kings looking for each other.
Again, 10 on the 24. Bibby from the baseline. And Ben Wallace, quick outlet. Billups, 3-on-2 the other way. Drops it off for Tayshaun Prince, and it's a 2-point game.
Well, a beautiful break by the Pistons. A quick outlet from Ben Wallace. And King and the Pistons just run it right down the floor. Probably will run a little more under Flip Saunders.
And a corner 3, no good. And the Pistons now can tie after being down by 8. There's Richard Hamilton.
You can see the Pistons really pushing the ball, looking for easy opportunities.
And a rebound, Bonzi Wells. Do you feel they're pushing the ball more this year than they did under Larry Brown?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, certainly they're looking to push it every opportunity. I think that Larry wanted them to run a little bit more, so time will tell if they do score the ball a little more.
Now Sharif challenging. Nice kick out, Bibby with the baseline shot. Boy, what a pass by Sharif out to Raheem. Uh-oh, look out, Hamilton. And the Kings get burned in transition.
Well, very frustrating there for a coach to see a team score a nice hoop on one end, get beat back. You've got to cover the backcourt. Last man down has got to be protecting the basket.
Brad Miller short, so now Brad has missed 2 straight after opening up 3 of 3. 16-14 Sacramento here in the first quarter with 4:40 left. Quick baseline move, and we're tied at 16.
Well, the quickness of Rasheed Wallace, very difficult for Brad Miller to deal with. Has the size, but Wallace can go inside, outside, has all the tools.
After a hot start, the Pistons now have outscored the Kings 10-2. And there's the defense by Ben Wallace, along with Rasheed, and the Pistons, they look for their first lead.
Well, it looked like Wallace may have found Sharif, but no call.
And Rick Adelman wants a timeout as Detroit has come from 8 down, and they did it in a hurry. They now lead it 18-16. So a timeout on the floor, 4 minutes, 2 seconds left, and the Kings already with 6 assists.
Frustrated by that no call and missed call. So got a technical. Fans frustrated as well. Ben Wallace maybe got by with one due to his reputation as a great defender, but did not play good defense on that play.
Man, so it may cost the Kings a point, and Sharif has donated a little money to the NBA.
Well, actually, it's cost him 3 points. Because,
that's a very good point. That's right. And maybe 4 points, because he would, the basket probably would have gone in. Maybe, maybe not. But you cost him at least a chance for 2 free throws. You're right.
Well, 2 free throws, and plus, actually, they wouldn't have the breakaway either.
That's a good point.
I mean, a miss like that really impacts the game in a lot of ways. And like I say, it's very difficult to call this game, but that was one of those calls that's pretty easy to make.
All right, so the Pistons now have opened up a 3-point lead with just under 4 minutes left here in the first. And Sharif Abdul-Rahim puts the Kings to within 1.
Well, Sharif said, all right, you're going to whack me when I go to the basket. I'll shoot it in over your face.
Kings have made 9 baskets, 7 of them assisted. That's always a very good sign for the Kings, and they have yet to turn the ball over.
Well, Sharif trying to front Rasheed Wallace on the low post to keep him away from that position. Chauncey Billups trying to back Mike Bibby down.
And he's so strong, he can do it.
He really is one of the stronger point guards in the league. Maybe only 6'3", but really physical. Can go inside as well as play outside.
21-18, the Pistons lead back to 3. Here's Brad Miller attacking the basket. Missed it. And Bonzi Wells getting up slowly at the other end. Here's Richard Hamilton. So Hamilton with another field goal.
Well, tough break for the Kings. Nice move by Brad Miller. Not able to finish the shot at the hoop. And, of course, Pistons really make you pay. Rip Hamilton really getting out early.
23-18, a turnover, the first of the game for the Kings. And Brad Miller fouls Chauncey Billups. And when we come back, Billups will be at the foul line. Bonzi Wells injured a little bit. Don't know what exactly happened. Now he's having a conversation. Pistons by 5.
But really more of a concern, I think, for the Kings right now is transition defense. The Pistons have gotten about at least 3 baskets in transition for the Kings have either tried to steal the ball at midcourt or not gotten all the way back and protected the hoop. So the Pistons really looking to run out a lot and have certainly gotten some easy shots because of it.
Yeah, the Pistons, as you said, Jerry, 6 fast break points. I'll tell you that Folsom Lake Ford, Folsom Lake Toyota want to offer you the opportunity to shoot a half-court shot. You can win a brand new car, truck, or SUV at a Kings game. Just stop by Folsom Lake Ford or Folsom Lake Toyota. Register for your chance to win. And Detroit has caught fire here in the last several minutes now. The lead is 7. So the Kings had an 8-point lead. And now the Detroit Pistons shooting just under 60% on a 13-2 run. And Rasheed Wallace takes it away from Brad Miller. By the Pistons.
They're able to penetrate all the way to hoop, and I think forgot that he was that open.
Nice job by Bibby to knock it out of bounds because now the Kings can get set on defense.
And balanced up again. Mike Bibby back on Chauncey Billups.
25-18 Detroit. Alley-oop. Beautifully done. Tayshaun Prince from Rasheed Wallace, and the Pistons here in the first quarter showing the 17,000 plus in Sacramento why they are the Eastern Conference champions.
Well, that was a play. The Kings smelled it out but couldn't stop it. Prince just went over the top of Miller and Stojakovic.
Peja teeing up a three. Well off the mark. Comes to Bibby. Bonzi against his good friend Rasheed. Takes him to the goal and scores.
Bonzi using his quickness to get to the hoop and a little strength to finish the play. So Kings really needed that one. Stop the bleeding a little bit.
Pistons coming off a game where they scored 117 points, and they're well on pace to do that tonight. It's got to be a concern for Rick Adelman now. With a minute 20 left, Detroit already has 29 points.
Yeah, and Rip Hamilton just showing you the ability to move without the ball so quick and fast, creating shots off the run.
Hamilton has 11. Sharif Abdul-Rahim has 4, and the Kings are back to within 7. Yeah, you talk about Rip Hamilton, 5 of 7, 3 rebounds. He's got 11 points here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, the Pistons showing you they can play in the half court effectively and run the ball as well, so that makes for a good offensive
Alley-oop.
team.
And a little bit too hard to handle for Rasheed, and the Kings trying to take advantage of a Detroit turnover, the first of the game for Detroit. Bibby stops, pops, nope, short. And Ben Wallace has it. Mike Bibby now has missed 3 of 5. And they're going to call a foul on Bonzi Wells. And for Bonzi, it's his second personal foul, I believe.
Kings foul number 42, Bonzi Wells.
Yep, second foul on Bonzi. Now the Kings will go to the bench. Jason Hart, Brian Skinner, and Kevin Martin in. And Mo Evans, the former King, celebrating his 27th birthday today. Talked to Mo before the game. He and Kevin Martin went out to dinner last night. And Mo said he's very happy in Detroit. He had a great year here. He's very happy to come back. But he's played very well early in the season for Flip Saunders.
Yeah, talking to Flip before the game, they're very happy with Mo. I feel like he's really got a role on this team. And, of course, Flip had him in Minnesota.
That's exactly
People
right.
forget that. So before the Kings got Mo, so he's familiar with what Mo Evans brings. Feel like he can be a nice role player for this team. And certainly Flip uses his bench a little deeper than did Larry Brown before him.
Carlos Arroyo in as well. And the Pistons have scored 31 here in the first quarter. Interestingly, that the Pistons are 7 of 8 from the line. The Kings have not gotten to the line yet. They should have, but we showed you the missed call on Sharif. And here is Sharif kicking out. Kevin Martin against Mo Evans, and Mo Evans blocked that shot.
Yeah, really, Kevin did not have his feet under him, almost did not have balance, so it kind of forced that shot. Mo Evans, with his athleticism, able to get a piece of it.
Jerry, in the first 3 games, the Kings bench has been outplayed thoroughly. We'll see if it can change tonight here against the Eastern Conference champion Detroit Pistons. Arroyo, and did he get it off in time? Doesn't matter. The shot's no good. Well, the Pistons were down 8 early. The Kings came out on fire, but Detroit will take a 31-22 lead. Well, the Pistons ended the quarter on a 25-8 run over the last 7 minutes, and they lead it 31-22. Why don't we look at tonight's Cache Creek question of the game, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino and Resort, California's finest casino resort. Who was the Pistons head coach the last time they defeated the Kings? At Arco Arena. We'll have the answer a little later. You know the answer to that question?
I do not. It may come to me, but I'm a little bit concerned.
Well, we'll let you think about it, ponder that for a little while, and then we'll have the answer a little later. Well, Rip Hamilton, boy, what a first quarter he had with 11 points.
Well, just doing everything that he does. Boy, moves so well without the ball, but he really got 3 hoops just in transition, just by running the floor. Kings have to do a better job, certainly, in that. You've got to get back and stomp the ball. These Pistons looking to run much more than we've seen them in the past.
Antonio McDyess has checked in for the Detroit Pistons. We'll set the, bad pass. Let's set the lineup now. It's Arroyo in the backcourt. Evans, Prince, Wallace, that's Rasheed Wallace, and McDyess. Arroyo, 60 feet away, no good. And Mo Evans, boy, we saw him do that a lot last year.
Yeah, Mo was going to chase the basketball.
And a bad shot there by Mo. Should have backed that one out.
And Mo will do that too. But excellent young player, going to help his team a lot.
Now they clear it out for Sharif. Boy, what a quick moves. Jerry, that's another thing about Sharif Abdul-Rahim. I didn't realize he was so quick off the dribble.
Yeah, extremely quick. I think that surprised you. He's not particularly fast running speed, but he has quickness. And, of course, the fact that he's so skilled makes him even more difficult to guard. Can use both hands as a post-up game. Just has all the tools. And he's got the toolbox to go with it.
He sure does. 6 points for Abdul-Rahim. Now Evans and Nope won't go. And out of bounds off Detroit. And the Kings down 31-24. We'll get it back.
Watch this post or face up on Rasheed Wallace. Just splits a double team, takes the ball away from the defender's hand and stretches it out and gets the finish. Makes that play look easy, although it's very difficult. Antonio McDyess now matched up on Abdul-Rahim.
And a whistle for the foul on Carlos Arroyo. First foul of this second quarter. And the fans giving the sarcastic applause, applauding the officials for calling a whistle on the Pistons.
Fans in Arco Arena, not only the loudest and the best, but I think the most knowledgeable. I think a lot of the East Coast fans get credit not due them. I think these fans really know the NBA.
Here's Jason Hart. Rebound Wallace. Told you about the Kings lineup. Jason Hart, Kevin Martin with Skinner, Stojakovic, and Abdul-Rahim up front. Pistons by 7 here in the second quarter.
Well, Jason Hart trying to put a little bit of pressure on the ball handler.
And a nice move by Prince one-on-one against Stojakovic.
Well, beat Page much too easily that time. Went to the inside, spun back to the baseline with the right hand.
33-24.
You know, Tayshaun Prince, an absolute great draft pick by outstanding GM Joe Dumars, and boy, he's paying off big time.
And the miss by Hart, rebounded by McDyess. Arroyo all the way. Foul by offensive foul. Bob Delaney saying Arroyo used the off arm. That's 2 quick fouls on Carlos Arroyo.
And he really did. That had a good angle of it. Arroyo going to get a good look at it. Pushing next, and there's Brian Skinner. See him go into Skinner and then push off. That's an excellent call.
I don't know if that's good news or bad news, because that gets Chauncey Billups right back in the game.
Well, I think that would qualify as bad news. Because I got a little secret here. Chauncey Billups is better.
Yep.
And better than just about everybody can think of.
Well, you know, you look at Chauncey Billups, talk about a guy staying with it. You know, he was traded so often. He got bounced around, and knocked on him. He couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. Boy, he goes to Detroit, wins a world championship, and boy, as he settled in with the Detroit Pistons. Stojakovic with a long three.
Boy, it's good to see Page knock that one down. A tough shot. Getting back to the Chauncey Billups side. Also getting Flip Saunders. He had Chauncey 1 year in Minnesota, and they let him go as a free agent. I said, what did you do to Chauncey when you first came back to the Pistons? He said, first thing I did was tell Chauncey I made a mistake. we made a huge mistake. I said, excellent move there, Flip.
Yeah, good job there by Flip. 35-27. He's not the first coach in the league to make a mistake on some talent.
No. Hey, if you've been in the league more than 3 months, you've made mistakes.
There's Kevin Martin. And back to back, he had a foot on the line, a 2-pointer.
Well, that's great to see Kevin with the confidence to shoot that basketball. Certainly been working on his game. You know, he's a young guy who has put in the time. Now just needs the confidence of getting it done on the court.
I talked to Francisco Garcia in the locker room before the game as that ball is off of, they're going to jump it up, they couldn't tell, but Francisco says that ankle's feeling much better, and he'll be back soon, and they're going to have a jump ball with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left. But there's a timeout on the floor.
Certainly that's a good, smart basketball decision. 11 points on 5 of 7.
And Sharif Abdul-Rahim getting his work in, having a nice first half for Sacramento.
Well, just facing up over the top, showing you the outside jump shot again. Same move, has the ability to play outside, but also the ability to drive, splits the double team. Tough shot. Sharif Abdul-Rahim showing you he has the skill to score about every way a power forward needs to.
Kenny Thomas in. He joins Skinner, Martin, Hart, Stojakovic. All right, so Evans and Martin, the good friends, very good athletes, and Bob Delaney steps between them. And Leon Wood, top of the screen, arranging the circle a little bit. So the birthday boy against Kevin Martin. And Tayshaun Prince.
Well, Tayshaun Prince just reacted a little quicker to the basketball there. Hart really trying to get into Chauncey a little bit. Don't let him have so much space.
And a nice job for Stojakovic, knocked it away, and here's Jason Hart.
Good anticipation by Peja.
That's the 4th turnover for the Pistons. Stojakovic one-on-one with Tayshaun Prince. Forced this, that was just good defense by Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah, the length of Tayshaun Prince able to bother shots by Peja.
And Mo Evans puts it up and in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for Peja to go one-on-one against Prince. Needs to use screens better because Prince, even though he's maybe a half inch shorter, probably 3 or 4 inches longer.
Jerry, once again, a missed shot and a quick transition basket for the Pistons. So Mo Evans and the Pistons make it 37-29. There's Kenny Thomas, bad pass. Martin, look at the hustle by Kevin Martin, and it won't fall. And the rebound taken by Rasheed. Phillips. Thomas off the deflection to Hart. Kings have to start taking advantage of these turnovers.
Yeah, really getting some easy shots. Haven't been able to finish at the basket. That's one thing the Pistons have done so much better.
Blocked by Rasheed Wallace, and right now the Kings playing too much one-on-one.
Yeah, the ball movement has kind of stopped. You're seeing maybe one pass, so Kings got to, even though you went to the bench, you still got to get back to that. Probably as reserves, you need more movement, not less.
And there's McDyess. His career really curtailed by knee injuries. Knocked away. Pistons save. And Mo Evans with his 2nd field goal, and the lead is 10.
Well, that was a ball that was up for grabs, and a lot of guys could have had it. Pistons came up with it.
Timeout, Sacramento. Kings being out-hustled here in the 2nd quarter. 6 minutes and 37 seconds left, and Detroit has a double-digit lead. Well, Detroit with a 39-29 lead here in the first half. Grant Napier, Jerry Reynolds, we have the answer for you to the Cash Creek question of the game. Jerry, you know the answer?
Well, absolutely. It had to be Doug Collins, right?
I think so. And it was a while. Doug Collins, 95-96, coach of the Pistons. And take you back to that day. We'll show you some of the Kings players from 10 years ago. Grant Hill, of course, when he was healthy, one of the very best in the business. There is Tyus Edney to Billy Owens, but this ball game, it was just simply too much Grant Hill. Grant Hill.
Yeah, Grant was almost Jordan-like at that time, and of course, Doug Collins had a little more hair at that time.
And Corliss Williamson is checked in for Sacramento, and it rolls over the iron, and Kevin Martin able to save it.
Yeah, well, Corliss is a guy that knows these Pistons, and Rick Allen looking for a spark.
And a bad pass, Jerry. I mean, Mo Evans was fronting Corliss, and that ball's got to be passed much higher in the air.
Well, really just had no chance to get in there. I mean, Kevin Martin did not have. They want to post Corliss, but if he's not open, you don't have to throw it.
And look at that defense by Hart on Billups.
Yeah, Hart is really putting some pressure on Chauncey Billups, and that's what you need to do.
Oh, what great defense! And you know what? Just tip the cap to Chauncey Billups and say, "Well done, young man."
I mean, that was just a matter of strength. Yep, he just powered through an outstanding defensive effort by Jason Hart, but that's what Chauncey can do. I mean, he and Rip Hamilton are such a matched pair.
41-29. Here's Corliss. And again, they steal it. Pistons 3-on-2. Hamilton. And a miscue. Kings the other way. 3-on-1. Here's Martin. Oh, by Maurice Evans. And that looks like the Piston bad boys of the 80s.
Well, I think evidently Mo Evans, he must have been forced to pick up the lunch check. Maybe he's still upset about it. Said, hey, you didn't pick it up, Kevin, so I'm going to whap you.
Well, a good hard foul. So Kevin Martin will go to the foul line. Well, the Sacramento Monarchs clinched the 2005 WNBA championship. You can become a Monarchs season ticket holder, and you can get on the Kings season ticket waiting list. You can do it at the same time by just calling 916-928-3650. Or really, Jerry, you can just go to kings.com, and all the information you need is available right there for both your Kings and your world champion Sacramento Monarchs. The Monarchs were honored in the last time out. Good to see that. Here's Phillips. No good. Rebound, Kenny Thomas.
Well, certainly nothing better than having tickets to the Kings and Monarchs, have basketball year-round. I know that's what I like to do. You can't have enough basketball. Not possible.
Now the shot clock at 6. And that's just running into a wall. Boy, I'll tell you, the Kings got bailed out there, Jerry, because Mike Bibby had absolutely nowhere to go.
Boy, he didn't. As you said, he ran right into a blue wall. And fortunately, somebody kind of reached in there. Mo Evans kind of bailed him out because Mike was really searching for somewhere to squish that basketball.
That foul was on Hamilton. That's also the third team foul on Detroit. 41-31. Bonzi Wells. Ball stolen. And now the Kings getting very sloppy with the rock. Evans a three. Rebound Hamilton. And the Kings now in transition. And that's got to be a foul. I mean, what a late call by Leon Wood. I don't know what he was thinking about, but at least he made the call.
Well, I think it became kind of a pity call, I think, because as we see Bonzi Wells taking the ball up, you see Antonio McDyess come over there, or was it Ben Wallace, and whack Bonzi pretty good. And it was Bonzi was on his back before the whistle blew.
And Bonzi Wells makes it a 9-point game. Bonzi has 5.
Kings rebounding. They've really been dominated on the boards, and I think that's one thing that's got to change because the Pistons have gotten too many second chance opportunities thus far, and Kings not able to get out on the break themselves.
Yeah, you're right. The rebounding now is 21-12 after the Kings have gotten off to such a good start on the boards. You're right. It is Detroit now commanding that aspect of the game, and they also have a 41-33 lead. Hamilton, Billups with Ben Wallace, McDyess, and Evans. And there is Wallace, high-arching shot, rebounded by Kenny Thomas.
Boy, nice rebound, Kenny.
Here's Big Nasty. Look out below!
Well, fans love that. Rebound and run. Excellent play. Get the ball off the defensive board. Flip Saunders wants to talk about it. He doesn't want to see much more of that.
And the six-man come to their feet. The capacity crowd getting the Kings back in this. Williams
to the basket, and Corliss making his presence felt. So he may be the spark Kings need.
41-35. Now McDyess trying to get Brad Miller to create a jumping situation, and Brad never left his foot. Or I'll tell you, Rip Hamilton left his feet. He travels with the basketball, and now the Kings will have it.
Well, Rip Hamilton's tough to guard even without traveling, but that time certainly able to free up a little easier.
All right, now with Mo Evans guarding Corliss Williamson, I wonder if Corliss can post. You would think so if they can get on the ball. Well, here he is. Top of the screen. Bang it in on Mo Evans. Easily. I mean, that's just too easy.
I mean, Mo is strong, but he found out what the difference between strong and real strong is, because Big Nasty kind of bumped him sideways.
I don't think Flip Saunders can stay with that matchup much longer.
I'm not sure how you match up on Corliss if he can get the ball in that post-up position.
And Hamilton. And Rip Hamilton to make it 43-37.
Well, Rip just keeps coming at you. I mean, that guy is always moving.
Under 3 minutes left here in the half. This time Mo Evans fronting Corliss. And Kenny Thomas kicks out Miller. Uh-oh. Another turnover. And the Kings just giving away too many easy baskets in this first half.
Well, and not taking easy shots. Brad Miller had a couple opportunities there. Just shoot the basketball. He's an excellent shooter from 15, 18 feet. I mean, you can't find something better than that. Just shoot it in.
45-37. And again, they want to go to Williamson on the block, but there's a defensive 3-second violation on McDyess. McDyess was in no man's land, and Leon Wood got him.
Now watch as Brad goes off the dribble. You know, he had a nice ball fake over. McDyess could have shot the ball, trying to create something for Bonzi Wells. Couldn't, and makes the bad pass. Both guys a little out of sync.
And Mike Bibby makes the technical 45-38.
Well, really, Kings, I think, in excellent shape considering some of the turnovers, some of the lack of rebounding. I think Corliss Williamson has really created a little bit of a spark here. Kings got to take advantage.
And now a whistle for a foul on McDyess. And that's going to be the 15th foul. So the Kings will go to the line, and Corliss Williamson. Corliss has given the Pistons fits here in the second quarter.
Well, one thing I like, Rick Adelman, not only putting Corliss in the game, but he's going to him. And I think that's what you have to do with Corliss Williamson. He is a scorer. When you put him in the game, give him the ball as much as you can. You know, he's not a guy that can play 35 minutes, but he can score a lot of points in 15, 20 minutes.
I'd like to tell you the Feather Falls Casino Fight Night at Arco Arena coming Thursday, November 17th. See Sacramento's top-ranked boxer Eric the Hitman Reagan. He defends his IBA Continental Middleweight title in the main event. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster or at the Arco Arena box office.
Well, when Corliss was a six-man star for these world champion Pistons, I mean, he was used, Larry Brown used him basically as a 15, 18-minute guy, but they would get him the ball about every possession and really ride those big shoulders for points.
Now they drop it off to McDyess. And Kenny Thomas has it.
Boy, Kenny has been flying the skies, doing exactly what he does as well as any of the Kings, or better than any of the Kings, as far as just going and get the ball off the defensive board.
And another foul, and this time the Kings, with 1:51 left, have a chance to pull to within 4. So the Kings getting to the line this quarter. Chauncey Billups on the foul. That's the first, and Brad Miller will shoot a pair. Coming up at the half, Coase and Kerr. They'll take you through the intermission.
The Kings need to collect these free points.
Sacramento now 7 of 8 from the line. Brad Miller has 7 here in the first half. Again, Jerry, you make a very good point. The fact that Detroit has already scored 12 fast break points, and a free throw here will make it a 4-point game.
Yeah, I think if the Kings can just do a little better job in transition defense, make the Pistons play half court. They're very good at it, but certainly the Kings have an excellent chance of winning the ball game if they can do that.
Billups, and that's a 2-pointer. Chauncey Billups has 12 points. He and Rip Hamilton have combined for 25 first half points.
Well, this, like I say, may be the best guard combo in the league right now.
Kenny Thomas. And again, he's not hitting that bread and butter shot this season early on through 3 games and 2 quarters. And Kenny Thomas pushed Hamilton out of bounds.
Yeah, it's really surprising with Kenny. He hit it so well last year, most of his career, all of his career really, all through preseason. Regular season start, that same 15, 18-footer, just not hitting it. Looks like he's gotten a little flat on his shot, not getting the arch that we saw, through earlier in the preseason when he just was automatic.
6-point lead for the Pistons. Billups, this is a 3. Rebound McDyess. Hamilton, his first 3 of the season, no good. And the Kings with numbers, 2-on-1. Bibby has Wells with him. Bonzi with the step, puts it up and in.
Boy, great decision by Mike Bibby, but you got to get back.
And the Kings again get killed after a made basket in transition. That just can't happen.
Well, just people not anticipating once Bonzi made the basket, whoever was trailing the play has to be back.
And Bibby with a driving layup, 49-45. Jerry, I mean, after playing Phoenix on Sunday night, you would think the Kings would be used to transition.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, maybe their track shoes are worn out, but they better get some new ones because the Pistons are doing a lot of the same thing.
And again, I'm with you. Bottom line is it's only a 4-point game despite all those things. Maybe a 7-point game. This is Mo's favorite spot on the floor. He loves that corner 3.
Yeah, that's his range. That short 3 in the corner. Kings should know that.
All right, now we have 28 seconds. There's a differential at 4 seconds on the clock.
Kings really need a hoop here to go in the half.
Mo Evans has 7 off the bench. Not only do they need a hoop, they need to make sure they stop Detroit.
Yeah, because if they score with 2 or 3 seconds, the Pistons will be running down for a final one.
No, that's well short by Bibby. Look out. Outlet, Ben Wallace to Mo Evans. And his half comes to a close. Well, it's a 7-point game. The Kings opened up with an 8-point lead. They scored the first 6 points of the game. Then Detroit, they came back with a run. They had a 12-point lead. And through 1/2 of basketball, it's 52-45 Pistons.
Ready, go.
Master Wallace with that drive to the basket, you said 6 points, only 2 rebounds. Can maybe do a little better job in that area. Certainly he and Peja and Brad Miller, none have really did the job on the board that Rick Adelman needs for them to do. Only 4 rebounds for that starting front line. That's just not enough. All
right, it will be the Kings ball to start this third quarter. And it will be Mike Bibby, Bonzi Wells with Abdur Rahim, Stojakovic, and Miller. So we're underway in the third quarter here from our sold-out Arco Arena, the 270th consecutive sellout. Fans a little late settling back into their seats, and boy, a bad start to this third quarter in a retaliation foul by Brad Miller.
Well, Brad Miller had his pocket pick, got a little frustrated. That's about the second time, so Brad has to be aware Rasheed Wallace isn't going to let him just catch the ball at the high post and look around.
So the Pistons now open up with Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton. They had a big first half, 13 for Hamilton, 14 for Billups. It's Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, and Tayshaun Prince. Prince with the fadeaway, and it's 54-45.
Well, nice called play to start the third quarter from Flip Saunders. One thing you got to remember with this, with Flip Saunders, he's played the Kings 4 times a year in Minnesota, so he's very much aware of Rick Adelman's style of play.
Boy, what a nice backdoor layup by Bonzi Wells on a beautiful feed.
Well, the best way to take care of pressure defense is some backdoor cuts, moving without the basketball. That time the Kings did exactly that.
54-47.
But I think getting back to the Flip Saunders thing, I think that's something a lot of times you don't think about a little bit, is the fact that Flip Saunders really does know this Kings team. As we see the backdoor cut and the finish by Bonzi. He's had a lot of success playing the Kings over the years with the Timberwolves.
That is the 8th turnover for Detroit. Can the Kings capitalize? Shot clock at 10 seconds. Peja scoots free but missed it.
Well,
and Peja now 3 of 8.
Yeah, really good move, and got such an easy attempt there with a nice off the dribble move. Couldn't finish.
And the miss by Hamilton, rebounded by Sacramento.
Well, you notice how quick Rip Hamilton not just comes off those screens, but he is up and delivering the ball.
Sharif Abdur Rahim from Mike Bibby.
Well, Sharif is on target with that long-range shot, and of course that will open up the driving possibilities later and maybe some possible post-ups. Sharif showing that he can consistently make that outside jumper.
That is the 7th assist for Mike Bibby. 2 minutes into this third quarter. Now Hamilton with 5 on the shot clock. Here's Prince dialing up a 3. 57-49.
Well, Tayshaun Prince just getting better and better. Just recently signed a nice long-term big money contract, and certainly if players are worth that kind of money, Tayshaun is one of those guys that just fits perfectly into the Joe Dumars franchise.
Bonzi Wells, the nice driving layup. Bonzi Wells has 12, and the Kings are back to within 6.
Bonzi, just a nice individual move, showing you the strength, able to go off the dribble, the little runner. Very difficult shot, made it look easy. Of course, Rip Hamilton makes those in the league.
Nice pass from Billups to Ben. Big Ben with an uncontested dunk, and it's 59-51. Ben Wallace's second basket for 4. He also has 10 rebounds.
Well, Brad Miller, thinking about Rip Hamilton coming off that screen, forgot that Ben Wallace was going to slip it.
Now Peja. And Peja does not have his outside shot going here in the third. Pistons quickly back, and we just talked with Elston Turner about the transition. And what happens? They come back and have numbers, and it results in free throws.
Well, one thing that enables the Pistons to get such good transition offense, they're good rebounding, number one, but boy, they get the ball out well. Both Wallaces throw the ball out quickly.
Of course, it starts because they get so many rebounds.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
It's amazing, isn't it? Hey, we want to tell you, serious Kings fans need serious Kings coverage, the kind you find every day in the Sacramento Bee. Just call 800-2-THE-BEE and save 44% on daily home delivery. The Sacramento Bee, sports coverage as passionate as you are. Well, the lead is back to 10, and another thing the Pistons have done, they've taken this crowd and quieted them down throughout the game. Opening night here in Sacramento. Here's Sharif, gets the step. Oh! If you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Sharif Abdur Rahim, that's a nice little lesson for Rasheed Wallace. As I said, Rasheed was playing the jump shot, and Sharif said, hey, I can drive too, and threw one down, a major dunk.
61-53. Billups pounding it down low to Rasheed Wallace. He's doubled. 5 to shoot. And in and out. Kings have it. Well, what an effort was released by Rasheed Wallace. It's incredible. Bad pass. Kings turn it over.
Well, Mike Bibby off left his feet, didn't have anybody to pass to. That's not a good time to find someone.
9 turnovers for the Kings, so they had a chance to cut the lead some more, and Ben Wallace hands it off to Hamilton. And that's another easy basket. A lot of easy baskets being scored by the Detroit Pistons in this one, Jerry.
Yeah, the Pistons showing you a lot of finesse on offense, not just the power game, but I mean they've really outsmarted the Kings. A lot of little cuts, back passes. I mean, just doing a little bit of everything.
Pistons, obviously, Jerry, have been very good the last couple of years. Their record speaks for itself. But here's Sharif doing it again with the right hand dunk.
Well, if Sharif can continue to get open dunks to the hoop, I think that's a good sign. That's really the only letdown the Pistons on defense. Sharif has really had his way outside, inside, all around the town.
Finish my point as you look at Tayshaun with another 3. Pistons are going to have a tough time duplicating the last 2 years, but based on what I've seen here tonight, this to me looks like the best team they've had of the 3 years.
Well, you know, I think they've never won more than 54 in the last several years. This team could certainly do that. Now, whether they win a championship or not, but they may win more games.
And Bonzi Wells, no, rebounded by Bibby. 66-55. Nice pass, Bonzi Wells layup. Mike Bibby with his 8th assist. Question is, can the Kings stop the Pistons at the other end of the floor?
That is the question, and the Kings have got to find a way to slow this Pistons team down and to get back in this game.
Phillips, and the rebound, Bonzi Wells. Wells off the spin, has an opening. Oh, what a move by Bonzi Wells.
Boy, Bonzi Wells, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, the new guys really putting on a show.
Timeout, Detroit. 6:15 left. We're in the third. And Sharif Abdul-Rahim with the dunk.
The numbers just getting more and more comfortable in this offense. 16 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds.
And 8 of the 16 here in the third. Bonzi, who's asthmatic, says he actually has a lot of problems playing in Denver. And we'll see how he handles it tomorrow. 10 on the 24. Prince, he's having a big third quarter. Tayshaun Prince now has 18.
Well, Tayshaun is looking Peja-like himself. I mean, he has been making the outside shots.
Well, he's leading all scorers with 18 points. 68-59, and again, Jerry, the Kings can't get the stop. Here's Bibby. And Mike Bibby now with 9 points to go along with 8 assists and 6 rebounds for Mike Bibby.
Well, certainly Kings' problems aren't on the offensive end. I think they're doing a lot of good things, but it's a matter of rebounding the ball and getting some stops. That's been very difficult against this veteran and well-oiled machine of the Pistons.
Both teams shooting 53%. Shot clock at 4. Ben Wallace against Brad Miller, and that's going to be traveling. Turnover number 9 for the Pistons.
Very rarely do you see Ben Wallace try to go one-on-one. Did that time, didn't work.
So the Kings get the turnover, and they'll try to chop down this 7-point lead.
Wallace still working the officials as well as Flip Saunders about the Wallace travel.
Nice pass to Stojakovic. He mishandled it, but he somehow able to regain and put it up and in.
Boy, I think he shot that ball in with his wrist. It almost squirted off his hands, but got the hoop nonetheless. So Kings right back in it, 5 points.
68-63. Here's Hamilton, cut off now. Hamilton gets the acceleration, and he missed it. Rebound, Brad Miller. Kings come back 4-on-4. Bibby. Brad Miller, unguarded. A rebound, Chauncey Billups, and a foul on Sharif. Unintentional, but obviously a foul. That's his first. And the third team foul on Sacramento.
Well, Kings getting good shots that time. Brad Miller, just a perfect look for him at the top of the key.
Brad Miller's missed 3 straight from the field. He's 3 of 7 shooting. Top of the screen, the battle with Rashid and Sharif. Shot clock at 6. Billups. Oh, what a pretty drive by Chauncey Billups.
Well, a pretty good defensive sequence, but boy, Billups just a great individual effort to get the hoop.
Bibby can't answer back. Miller, though, gets a fortuitous bounce. Boy, the Kings got lucky there. Peja, forced down. That is not a good shot.
That's just a terrible shot. Didn't have a chance getting that hoop from that angle. Page, I think, forgot where he was on the floor.
Peja's 4 of 11. So the Kings, who had a chance to pull within 3, now in jeopardy of being down 9, or maybe 10. Now, you know, Tayshaun Prince is killing the Kings. He's got 21, so the Kings, who are a basket away on a wide-open Brad Miller jumper from being down 3, now trail 73-63. So they'll have to climb back up the mountain again. They were just pushed down the hill. It's 3:31 left. We're in the third, and the Pistons lead by 10.
Please yell if you are paying attention.
Well, Chauncey Billups having a solid game for Pistons first-year head coach Flip Saunders, and we asked Chauncey about playing for Flip.
It's a big difference, you know what I mean? Flip is you know, he's a player's coach. You know what I mean? He's a veteran player's coach. He allows you freedom out there, lets you play. He wants you to execute, of course. He wants you to play hard defensively, but he gives you that freedom. You know, Larry, he's very demanding, relentless. You know, he want to kind of walk it up the court, score 80, 85 points a game, win like that. Whereas Flip, you know, he wants to get out and run a little bit. He wants to get out and run a little bit, and like I said, open it up for everybody.
Back to live action. Seems like the players have bought into whatever Flip's selling, that's for sure. 73-63. Nope, rebound to Dice. And a foul called.
Now, Bonzi really kind of forced one up there a little bit with his left hand. Didn't get the look that he thought he would get. But as you said, now the Pistons stretching this out a little bit. No question, I think this team is bought into Flip. I mean, it's very difficult for a coach, even as good Flip Saunders, to follow a legend like Larry Brown, but it seems to be going very smoothly. And I think Joe Dumars knew that when he hired Flip, that this would be a good transition.
And there's 2 more the easy way. Tayshaun to Ben, and Big Ben gives the Pistons a 12-point lead.
Well, again, a beautifully executed called play. So we're seeing some of Flip Saunders' calls being mixed into the just the automatic offense.
Boy, Brad is furious right now. He's flustered. Pistons have taken Brad Miller completely out of the game, Jerry. And now it's a 14-point game.
Brad's been taken out, and Tayshaun Prince is finishing the job. But Brad's got to quit complaining to the officials and just play now. He's, as you said, he's letting it affect his play.
A 9-0 run, Jerry. So Brad Miller, who could have pulled the Kings within 3, Kings still have not scored from that point. And now they do, thanks to Sharif. So it's 77-65 with 2:18 left. And a team that plays like the Pistons, boy, it's tough to come back on them.
Well, it really is. But right now, Kings has got to get the momentum's got to change. Certainly, we know it's a game of runs. Right now, the Kings got to get on a run themselves, and they got to get past, you know, some of the things that haven't went well and start just playing good basketball.
5 on the shot clock. Here's Hamilton. Gets the step on Sharif. Sharif recovered, though. And Hamilton follows with a miss. Rebound, Brad Miller. And Miller still flustered. He wants a whistle, and he's not getting it.
Ben Wallace all over. I think he knows Brad's really frustrated right now, to maybe trying to take advantage of that and get a call.
Oh, and a foul called, and I'll tell you, I think Leon Woods got Rip Hamilton for a little excessive foul. He's got Rip Hamilton.
Number 32, Richard Hamilton. First in the last 2. Brian Skinner.
See Brad Miller trying to get control of this rebound. You see Ben Wallace a little whack and a little sack, and definitely Brad getting a little frustrated, but that's what Ben Wallace does. Just a great effort all the time. I think Rick Allen wants to get Brad out a little bit and let him look at the game. That'll help him.
Front iron, short rebound, Ben Wallace. That foul on Rip was his second. So it stays a 12-point game for the Pistons. Detroit's trying to go to 4-0, and the Kings, should they lose, they'll be right back to where they were last year when they opened up the season 1-3. Prince, nice defense by Bonzi Wells. Now Prince backs him in, pretty move, and Tayshaun Prince has caught fire here in the third quarter.
Well, Tayshaun Prince is equal opportunity. He's treating everybody the same. Whoever guards him, he scores on them.
Tayshaun Prince has 19 here in the third. He's duplicating to what Peja did in Phoenix the other night in the third. And Sharif missed everything. Wow. And the Pistons, under a minute left, taking control of this basketball game, leading by 14.
Yeah, just exactly where the Kings really needed to get on a run. It's been the Pistons that have continued their run, doing it on both ends.
McDyess. And boy, the Kings collide, and it's out of bounds off Bonzi Wells, and it will be Detroit ball. Mo Evans will check back in for the Detroit Pistons. And Tayshaun Prince, thank goodness, is going out.
Yeah, God, go sit down, Tayshaun. Hope flips on and forgets that he's over there. Maybe that.
Tayshaun's 10 of 11 from the field.
Well, that'll get it done.
14-point Detroit lead. Kings opened up with a flurry. They actually led by 8 in the first quarter, but then the Pistons stepped on the accelerator, and boy, they have not looked back. McDyess, little side pop, and it's 81-65, and the Kings are in a lot of trouble at the moment.
Well, right now, no question about it. The Pistons have just taken the Kings out of the game there in the last 3 minutes. Said had a chance to cut it to 3, and now all of a sudden it's a 16-point game.
And a foul on Arroyo. And with 6.2 seconds left, Bibby will go to the line. That was not a smart play by Arroyo.
Arroyo trying to play Bibby much tighter than he should. He's not quick enough to get up into the ball like that.
Mike Bibby at the line for the Kings. Shooting 2 shots.
Chance to make it 81-67. Well, as you know, the Monarchs coming off a World Championship, and you become a Monarchs MVP today by calling 916-419-WNBA or visit SacramentoMonarchs.com. You can buy season tickets for the upcoming campaign. Bibby, and there's 6.2. It's 81-67. Hamilton. Evans, no good. And that will do it, but a third quarter dominated by the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons led 52-45 at the break. They've widened that lead to 14. Well, Detroit with a big third quarter, 81-67. And boy, did they catch fire. They took advantage of King's mistakes, and Tayshaun Prince put on a clinic in terms of shooting the basketball in that third quarter.
Well, he really did, showing you the ability to go inside, a little fadeaway shot over the top of Page, but spotting up with a 3 ball and knocking him down from all over the floor, moving without the ball, and play a little one-on-one. And as I say, treating everybody the same. Whoever guards him gets scored on. So Tayshaun really has been the guy that probably more than any other has separated these teams here in the third quarter.
12 minutes of basketball left. Tayshaun begins the fourth quarter on the bench after this 25-point performance, 19 in the third.
On 11 shots, 25 points on 11 shots. That will get it done. Tayshaun Prince, he might want to redo his contract, Joe Dumars. He might call Joe Dumars and say, wait a minute, I probably signed a little hastily.
Right, Arroyo with Hamilton, Ben Wallace with Mo Evans and McDyess, and a foul called offensively. Carlos Arroyo saying, you picking on me tonight, refs. Carlos Arroyo can't believe it. He's just been hit with his 4th.
Well, Carlos really having trouble getting places. He's very clever with the basketball, but he doesn't have great speed or quickness. Just has to kind of pick his spots a little better.
And again, if you're the Kings, you don't want him to pick up another foul. The last thing they want is Chauncey Billups on the floor.
I was going to say Rick Allen might take a timeout and say, our strategy is make sure Chauncey Billups don't get back in the game.
And Bonzi Wells around and out. Wow, that was close. And Bonzi thought he had his 17th and 18th point. Here's Hamilton, and a foul on Martin, who stepped in. And Rip Hamilton, boy, that's amazing. And Hamilton will go to the line after that ball fell through. The basket counts.
Well, Rip Hamilton, and boy, does he put pressure on the defense. I mean, he runs full tilt up the floor. You see Martin trying to get in front, but he's going so hard, couldn't really establish any position. But really, what Kevin Martin can learn from Rip Hamilton, this is a style that Kevin Martin needs to try to play, moving without the ball, really using his speed in the open court, all those things. Be a great model.
Well, and you know, we watched Rip young in his career when he was with Washington and Michael Jordan. He couldn't do any of these things. It just takes a while. And boy, as Rip Hamilton developed, though, into one of the best 2 guards.
Yeah, he really has. Of course, he did average 18 points a game, and Michael still traded him for Jerry Stackhouse. I don't think that worked out.
No, I don't think so. But when I was talking to early in his career as a rookie, you know, of course, Kevin's in his 2nd year, but you can see how advanced Hamilton has become.
Well, yeah, he's no question. He's developed. You know, every year you see a little more from him, and I think this system will even benefit him more so.
And speaking of Hamilton, 5 to shoot, knocked away from behind. He gets it, and he's fouled. He'll get a trip to the line. I'm not taking anything away from Detroit. I mean, let's just be honest, all right? They are a darn good basketball team, and we knew that coming in. I mean, let's face it. They come off an Eastern Conference Finals. They went to the NBA Finals trying to duplicate. They take the Spurs to 7. But, boy, when you watch a team in person, sometimes you get a different perspective. This Pistons team is solid all the way across the board.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, there's no doubt this team couldn't be the world champions. I mean, they're that good.
Absolutely.
I mean, they've been the world champions. They've been in the finals. And, there's several other teams that are capable of beating them in the East. There's absolutely no doubt about that either. But that being said, boy, they're early in the season. They show a lot to me. I mean, I've seen just about every team play, and they're the best team I've seen, including the Spurs thus far. But
sure,
you don't play championships in November, so it really doesn't mean a lot.
And playing on the road means nothing to the Pistons. They proved that time and time again in the playoffs.
Well, when you're good, it does.
And here's Jason Hart. Boy, he had a wide open layup, and instead he goes to Kevin Martin. Rebound Skinner. And a whistle for a loose ball foul, and I think it's on Maurice Evans.
Yeah, Jason, as you said, nice penetrating move. Kind of forgot where he was. Didn't expect to be open, but the fact that you are open, you got to take advantage. But I mean, that's why the Kings can learn a lot from watching this Pistons team too. They really have done everything well. Kings have had their moments where they played extremely well, but certainly some moments where they didn't play well at all.
And an offensive foul. It's on Bonzi Wells. And the Kings look like their 8-game winning streak at Arco against the Pistons is going to come to an end unless there's a unbelievable comeback here against the Eastern Conference champs. Mike Bibby is coming back in along with Peja Stojakovic.
Well, I really do think the fact that Flip Saunders is so knowledgeable of this Kings team from all the years in Minnesota and certainly playing against Rick Adelman in playoffs and different things that he was a lot more prepared to play the Kings than maybe other Piston coaches.
I think that's a great point.
In the past, because they just, being in the Eastern Conference, you don't see the Kings much.
Yep. And Rip Hamilton, 21, 85, 69 with 10 minutes left. And here's Bibby. No foul called. He lost it. Pistons have it. And here's Ben Wallace, and a foul call. Jerry, I would wonder at what point will Rick Adelman start thinking about tomorrow night in such a difficult place to play on a long back-to-back, and his team down 20 with just under 10 minutes left.
Well, I think he's got about 3 minutes to see some kind of a run in that decision to be made, one way or another.
We'll be right back. It's all Detroit.
Well, you just got to have it.
And we would like some baskets on demand for the team in white.
Yes, we need about 5 or 6 quick baskets on demand right now. And more importantly, maybe some stops on the other end, too.
Well, you know what? You never say never, but I don't see the Pistons blowing 20-point leads in the fourth quarter very often.
They are not going to blow. What the Kings have to do is play great basketball.
Right.
I mean, I think that's what Rick Adelman said. Look, we've got to take care of ourselves here. We've got to go out here and play just great basketball, try to find a way to get back in this game, cut down the margin. Then you might be able to put some pressure on this team. But right now, they're just playing free and easy.
88-67.
Well, Maurice Evans on Peja Stojakovic, so Peja might get some free looks on Mo.
And Brad Miller, boy, Brad's shot not falling tonight. Can't come any closer than that.
No, that was in the round.
And a turnover will go to Sacramento.
Well, the Pistons made a mistake.
88-67, 9:20 left here in the fourth. And it has not been a good opening night at Arco Arena for the home team. Stojakovic, the catch and the shoot. Or the shot, rather, and that's no good. Jerry Peja's shot just not in rhythm tonight. And here's Arroyo, a 3-on-1, and he puts it up no good. And the Pistons all over it. Evans to the floor with Bonzi Wells. And Bob Delaney calling Rip Hamilton on a foul away from the ball.
Detroit, number 32.
So Rip Hamilton called for the foul away from the ball.
I think Rip was piling on the foul as the You see Brad Miller goes for it, doesn't get control of it, and you see the ball knocked loose by Mo Evans, and Arroyo picks it up. Brad's wondering, where did that ball go? So just been one of those nights for Brad thus far.
Yeah, Brad Miller, Jerry, has made 3 to start the game, and now he's missed 5 consecutive. So Brad Miller not shooting the ball well tonight. Here's Bibby. And the Kings just really a little bit out of sync right now with their offense, dribbling through a crowd, and Rip Hamilton picked up another foul. But boy, the Kings just losing the ball. They've turned it over now 13 times.
Well, trying to force so much off the dribble. And I think one thing about the Pistons, they're playing the guys off the dribble well, especially Ben Wallace. I mean, you know, he's going to pick up anybody off screens, and you're not going to get away from him. Kings got to understand that. You better move the ball away from Ben.
And a nice rebound by Brad Miller. And Bibby to Bonzi Wells, little 10-footer. And there's a lid on the basket at that end of the floor.
Boy, it's just in and out now. That's a shame. Those are balls got to go down. But Bonzi and Brad both had great looks, couldn't finish.
Kings will be back home Friday to take on the Denver Nuggets. It's a home and home with the Kings at Denver tomorrow. McDyess. And this game is over.
Well, Antonio McDyess, as you said earlier, has had so many knee problems, but was well on his way to being a major star in the league. Was adjusted with a lack of quickness, maybe, to be a very good reserve. Page has just absolutely missed a point-blank layup, put it up right-handed. If he went left-handed, would have had the easy hoop.
Boy, you don't hear boos on opening night very often. Like, how about never? But we just heard some tonight.
Well, Kings fans frustrated seeing their team not play good basketball, and you know, as I said, knowledgeable fans.
And Wallace foul. Ben Wallace will go to the line. I mean, you know, so you got to be objective too. I mean, the Pistons are a better basketball team, and they're putting on a very good performance. Now, yes, the Kings have not played as well as they can, but boy, this Detroit team is solid.
Well, they're terrific. Like I say, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt they're one of the premier teams in the league, if not maybe the very best right now. Kings had played quite well through the first half, but you know, the last 4 or 5 minutes, Kings fans getting frustrated, just like the players on the floor, because the Pistons have just taken them out of everything they've wanted to do. And then when you miss easy shots, when you do get easy shots, which is hard to get against the Pistons, and miss them, that even becomes more frustrating. So seeing a lot of fans starting to walk out right now, not pleased with their home team at this juncture of the early season.
And almost a turnover. Talk about tonight being the 270th consecutive sellout. And you turn on the TV, you see this place packed every night. But we should point out that the Kings do hold back a very limited number of tickets for public sale, game by game. And you can just go to kings.com to get more information. And you should, if you have not had a chance to get out here, go to kings.com and take advantage of what is truly an outstanding experience.
Well, and I'm going to tell you right now, this will be a very good basketball team in another 15 games. I mean, it's going to take a little while. There's a lot of sorting out to do. But the Kings haven't been beaten here tonight because of lack of effort. They just haven't executed well, or had a really been able to handle just a veteran, terrific basketball team. Certainly well coached. Everything that you want in a basketball team, the Pistons are showing you.
92-69. I'm not saying that the outcome would have been different, but remember the shot that Brad missed from the top of the key wide open when the Kings were on a little bit of a run that would have pulled them to within 3? He missed that shot, and the Pistons from that point on, they opened up a huge lead. And right now, the Kings down 92-69. Mike Bibby straight at Bill. Oh, what a block by Tayshaun Prince. I'll tell you right now, he's getting the game ball tonight because he's doing it all. 25 points for Tayshaun. He had 19 of those 25 in the third. He's blocking shots. He's really done a great job on Peja, who's shooting just 4 of 13. It has clearly been the Tayshaun Prince show here tonight at Arco Arena.
No, it really has. You see, Mike Bibby thinks he's got a hoop here, changes the ball, but here's Prince coming from nowhere. Great timing. Another look at it. I mean, Tayshaun Prince is showing you he is one of the premier players in this league.
Yep.
He's ready to break out. I mean, and you have to keep in mind, this guy was a late first-round pick by the Pistons, so just a remarkable selection by Joe Dumars. Got to be very proud of that selection. And he has fit in so well into this team.
Well, Rick has made the call, and the starters are done for the night. Brian Skinner, and you'll need every ounce of energy tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets.
Well, the Denver Nuggets again. Well, you know, they haven't played as well as they're going to, but you know, they'll be home and rested. But certainly the Nuggets are going to be a 50-plus win team this season. See Darko Milicic getting into the game.
Here's Prince. Wow, he missed the shot.
And of course, Antonio McDyess gets it back for him. So again, the Pistons showing you the domination on the boards.
92-71. And a foul. Oh, he turned it over. It's a violation on Maurice Evans for the turnover. 5:26 left, and there is a timeout on the floor. And Detroit on their way to their 4th victory of the year. Well, Detroit on top, 92-71. And when you think of Detroit, despite the score tonight, you think about defense.
We got a lot of great defenders, you know what I mean? We got our bigs are very athletic and long and shot blockers and can rebound. And we got our guards play very hard. Tayshaun's a great defender. So we got a defensive mentality here, you know, with Detroit. And it's been that way for a long time, and we're just continuing it.
And, you know, they do it a variety of ways, a couple of blocks. And Kenny Thomas back to live action with a driving layup.
Well, good to see Kenny get something going. He just needs to get more comfortable in his role off the bench. A very good player. He's got a chance to be an extremely valuable performer for the Kings this year, and that's one of the things that's going to take a little while, Rick, trying to sort out not only his new guys fitting in, but the bench becoming more productive.
Here's Martin, and the foul called as checking into the game was Carlos Delfino along with Darko Milicic, and the foul called on Delfino.
Yeah, Delfino unhappy a lot last year due to his lack of playing time, but boy, it's going to be hard to see how he's going to get to play. I mean, with Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton, you know, it's not like you're going to have a lot of minutes behind those guys. Arroyo getting some of those minutes.
Delfino, part of that tremendous Argentinian contingent that was so successful in the Olympics. Of course, a guy by the name of Manu Ginobili is not too bad.
Yeah, he'll kind of bring it to the hoop, won't he?
92-75.
Kind of like to see Darko Milicic kind of get his hands on the balls. Watched him this summer a good bit in the summer league and did some pretty good things, but it's still a little bit of a stretch.
He's got high expectations to live up to, doesn't he, Darko Milicic?
Yeah, when he was, taking ahead of Carmelo Anthony and more importantly Dwayne Wade right now.
Sure, no kidding.
It's pretty hard to rationalize that too much.
And you make another good point. I mean, how's he going to get on the floor even with this team? I mean, the only way it's going to happen is in games like this, blowouts.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a chance to be a pretty good player, no question. But as far as a major star, that's pretty difficult to visualize that.
Jerry, I'm not surprised the Pistons are going to win this game, but I've got to ask you, how surprised are you at the margin of victory?
I'm very surprised. I'm not, like I say, I knew the Pistons being the veteran team they are, and I've watched them how good they are. So I knew it'd take a better game than the Kings have yet played in order to win. But this margin does surprise me. It seemed like everything the Kings tried to do, they haven't been able to do. And I knew, and to the other point, I think just the matchups alone were not good matchups for the Kings. I mean, you look at Tayshaun Prince against Paige. That's not a good matchup for the Kings. The guard matchup's very difficult as well.
Well, the one thing that Paige found out about Tayshaun Prince, he's not a guy you can go one-on-one with. And Tayshaun got the best of him tonight. I want to tell you that McDonald's and Sports 1140 KHTK's Kings Gold ticket packs for the December 30th Kings-Celts game will only be for sale at the McDonald's restaurant at 170 Iron Point Road in Folsom on Tuesday, November 22nd from 5 to 9 in the evening. Call 916-45-KINGS or visit kings.com for more information.
Yeah, Paige looking very frustrated, but players have got to take something from this. It's one of those things where it's almost good to play tomorrow night because they know this was not especially this second half, just a very poorly played half. The effort was there, but just not good execution. Didn't stay with the game plan. Didn't have a lot of ball movement.
97-75. Boy, that's a bright spot. Kenny Thomas made a perimeter shot.
When you notice the arch on that, John,
Yeah.
that's Kenny's stroke there. Nice little sweet arch on it, right in the middle. Maybe get that comfort zone back. Just a few extra minutes on the court.
10 on the 24. Martin got in front of that pass. Jason Hart, straight on 3. And the rebound taken by Mo Evans. Mo Evans on his 27th birthday, 10 points, 3 rebounds.
Yeah, he's been very effective off the bench. Well, a bright spot for the Kings. Corliss Williamson in a kind of a limited role did really provide some help.
Well, that's your athletic Mo Evans.
Well, Mo Evans did that for the Kings last year and helped this team win a lot of games. So, as I think Flip Saunders said, he really feels like the Mo can be a very valuable reserve on this ball club. Play a little bit of backup too if necessary, and certainly small forward.
99-77. Here's Thomas again. And again, you know, you're looking to build on tonight if you're Kenny Thomas.
Yeah, and Kenny knows he's a good player, and Rick Alman knows he's a good player. He just got to get to a comfort zone where he can come in and be productive every night. You know, playing a couple of positions off the bench. It's a new role for him, but one that you know, he's capable of being very good at, and he needs to find a way.
Timeout. 2:19 left, and it's 99-79. Well, tonight the Kings will go to the airport right after this one, and they'll be in Denver, and so will we, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Hope you can join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock with House Party Live, and all the action followed a half hour later.
And we'll, Grant and I will promise you we'll be bringing our A game.
No question.
You know, we might have made a mistake or two tonight, but we'll gear it up. We'll come back and give 100%, right, Grant?
I will be there.
Okay, buddy.
Kings normally arrive in Denver between 2:30 and 3 a.m. It's really out of all the travel that the Kings do during the year, and I'm sure other West Coast teams would agree, but you lose an hour. It's about an hour and 45 to an hour and 50-minute flight. The ride from the airport to the hotel is a good half hour.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just saying it's at least a half hour.
Yeah, at least more like 45
right,
minutes.
so, you know, by the time you get your bags and you're in your room, it's close to 3 a.m.
Yeah, that airport may be as close to Kansas City almost.
And then, you know, the players, they all say that the biggest problem is, you know, adjusting to the altitude, and it will affect you at the beginning of the game more than at the end of the game, and there's the travel. Yeah, 100 to 79.
Yeah, that it definitely affects my walk in the afternoon. But,
well, I know
but
you
I'll
can't go the distance, right? But I do understand that you were a guy that could run a half mile in just over 2 minutes in your youth, and I find that to be very, very, very impressive.
Well, I could do a lot of things in my youth.
But I mean, I just can't picture you running a half mile in just over 2 minutes. As a matter of fact, I may have to check the authenticity.
You check that out, yes, sir.
Were you on a bicycle?
Oh no. They didn't call me the Caucasian Comet for nothing.
Oh, is that it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. Well, that was actually on basketball.
Yeah.
Amazing quickness. But
yeah, well, I'm sure when people think of Jerry Reynolds, they think of amazing quickness.
Well, they don't now.
Right.
But there was a time.
100 to 81. And the Pistons here in the second half really have controlled play.
Well, they really have. It's good to at least the reserves getting a little extra minutes on both teams. And this may pay off for the Kings. And certainly they need to get their reserves in that comfort zone playing better, more so than do the Pistons.
15 foul. So Brian Skinner to the line.
Well, Kings fans really haven't witnessed an opener like this and a home opener like this in a long, long time.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I can't remember. I really can't. It's been a long time. Might have to go back to when you coached.
Yeah, I'm not sure you have to go back further than that, maybe. I mean, I really.
Of course, I don't recall opening up against the champion of the other conference. 100 to 82, but that's the schedule. You have to play them all.
Well, you play 82,
that's
and
right.
it does balance out. I don't really spend much time crying about that because everybody has the same situation.
No question about it.
You have stretches where your travel's terrible, you have great home stands, you know, and you catch teams right. Some nights you're the team that gets caught.
No doubt, it all evens out.
One thing we do know, the best teams will win the most games without fail.
And I know a lot of fans watching tonight are going to be very disappointed, but you got to look at the big picture. The big picture is, number one, the Pistons are an excellent team. And I'm with you, Jerry, and I think Rick Adams tried to preach this as well. It's not going to happen overnight, but, you know, this team is going to continue to make progress. And what Rick told me last night, which to me is a real key, after the game tomorrow night, Sacramento has 12 of 14 right here. And what that means is that he's going to be able to practice on a consistent basis. And that's what this team is going to need to mold getting into the meat part of the schedule.
And also what it needs is, you know, to know a game like this, the difference, where they've got to get to. In other words, you can practice against yourself all you want to, but now when you see how the Pistons play, now the Kings know we have to do things better in certain ways if we're going to be a quality team like the Pistons. So he has definitely some teaching tools available to him. We see the rookie Robert Maxiel out of Cincinnati, their late first-round pick this year. I think he's going to be a very good player once he gets time. Very physical, kind of a Corliss Williamson kind of guy. But, you know, like I say, a lot of times practice itself doesn't necessarily, you know, they always say in practice makes perfect. It really doesn't. You know, if you're practicing improperly or the wrong things, it's not going to help you at all. But I think certainly the Kings have got a chance to learn some things, not only in this game, but by playing Denver twice, and then, like you say, you're well into that home stand. I think this team, you know, has a chance to become a very good team. I'm confident of that. I really think, I thought to start the season it would be a 15 to 18 game process before we could really start to evaluate just where this team can go.
102-85, Jason Hart, and here's a three for Jason Hart.
Yeah, that's an area of his game he's been working a lot on, and I think can use that to advantage. Became a pretty good three-point shooter last year in Charlotte, so hopefully that'll help him as the year goes.
Well, it's all over, and the Pistons spoil the Kings' home opener. 102-88, a very impressive performance for the Eastern Conference champs. Tayshaun Prince, 25 points to lead all scorers, 19 of those 25 in the third. And the Kings will have to regroup because they have a game tomorrow in Denver. We'll be back to wrap it up. Again, the final 102-88 Pistons.